Well, I'm still here, Chris. I'm still here. Even
I'm still
though,
here as well. I didn't go anywhere. You can't get rid of me.
I got rid of someone else, and now they're trying to be still here, and they're not. They think they are, but they can't come over with an original idea of their own, so they try to piggyback off of. But anyway, this is the original Front Row Wrestling Podcast, FRW Pop. I am Mr. KS. That is my boy Chris.
I'm original. I'm the original Chris. Just in case there's somebody else trying to play Chris on the fake show, I'm the original Chris.
I was like I told you, I maybe mad about 2.3 seconds. Then I was like, you know what? That's kind of flattering to me and pitiful for them. Cause like,
I mean, imitation. Those are what they say about imitation.
It's the sincerest form of flattery,
right?
But if you were that good at what you supposedly do, you would ride off of something you came up with, right?
I would think so, but I mean, it's not my place to judge people. It's just my place to make fun of them.
As I heard of your pre-show dish track, Chris out here dropping bars.
We'll just say that we won't name the person, but they're down on their luck.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, shucks. What's going on in wrestling this week?
I don't know, man. It's getting a little hectic. It's getting a little crazy. I don't know if on one hand you got WWE putting on good shows. I think, in my opinion, stories are popping. A couple of matches I want to see in the upcoming Saturday Night's main event, which we're going to talk about in a few minutes. And then on the other hand, you got people from your favorite show, Busted Open, still whining and complaining about why this and why that ain't happening. I mean, I don't understand, bro. Like,
so
shut the fuck up.
So I haven't listened. I haven't listened in a little while. I at one point in time I didn't miss an episode of what they put out.
Then you got time hearing that whiny little chick on that show.
I had a previous job at this place that may or may not be a retail store in Blue, and I had plenty of time to listen to podcasts while I worked on the floor out there. So I'd always listen to their stuff, and now I got
the reason you didn't get stuff done was because you were listening to Busted Open Radio. Okay.
Oh no, I got my work done. While I can walk and chew gum at the same time, man. I'm multi-talented.
As I'm learning.
Yeah.
He's dropping diss tracks.
Boom, jiggy, boom, jiggy.
Lord have mercy.
Hey, look, if I can say one person, if I can just say one more thing, and I'll leave it alone. I'll leave it alone. Do you know what this person has done?
You just made the list.
They are in that one. Anyway,
I will say that will not be on their show.
Right. Anyway, I used to listen to Busted Open quite often, and I actually picked it back up again going to my mom's last weekend. And God, I don't know who that girl was, but that voice was so annoying. It's like fingernails on the chalkboard, annoying. And Thunder Rosa was on there with her, and I could listen to Thunder Rosa. I mean, she's cool. She's nice. I got to meet her down there in Alabama at that one show I went to, that Comic-Con thing. Not that I'm throwing it out there to make you mad or anything, Ray.
You meet all the chicks. I get it. You don't have to keep throwing it out there.
I'm just saying she was nice. Is all I'm saying. She was nice. But this person she was sitting
I had
in with,
Stratus rubbing up on me. I had a leader all up on my job.
I have not met Trish Stratus yet. That's next January when I go to Pensacola.
It's got it penciled in. Yeah, look at this.
Yeah, I got it pinned, man. I'm going. I messed it up in the one place when she was going to be there because I went there Friday and she was only there Saturday only, so I missed that. So I'm not doing that again. But yeah, So what are they whining about this time? You said whining. I mean, I haven't listened in a while. I know LaGreca can get really into what he's talking about, and when he gets
What I-
excited,
They,
he gets
they,
excited.
they keep bringing up Travis Scott, and I don't know why they keep bringing up Travis Scott. Like they complain about him being there, but when he's not there, they complain about him not being there, which is I don't get that. Like either you want him there or you don't. Like so they keep doing that. They could this
Was it
whole
the same person, or one person wants him, one person don't?
it's both. Just one person complains about him, but they all complain about him not being there. Then they all complain about him being there. So like,
Hmm.
um, then they get this whole Rock and Triple H thing. I'm like, bro, like, and then Dave said something about Dave, not Dave LaGreca, Dave
Meltzer.
Meltzer. He said something about one of the guys that got released, or one of the girls that got released, and he was wrong about that. And I'm like, and everybody's just arguing over these people who would. I don't. I just. I can't. I listen to Jim Cornette, and he does say some crazy stuff, but at least he's entertaining. At least I know Jim. Mean most of his entertainment fam is stick. I get it, but these guys who get on here and start yelling and screaming and foaming at the mouth and yelling at people, asking them certain questions, or going against what they said is. I've been a wrestling fan for damn near all my life. Never come on, bro. In the '80s, we didn't act like this in the '80s and in the '90s. And some would say it's the internet's fault for this.
Well,
But we
some would say in the 80s and 90s we didn't act that way because how old were we at the time? I mean,
what
we were
I mean,
just happy to watch wrestling, you know? I mean,
but the older people who we knew that watched wrestling didn't act this way. My uncles
no.
didn't act this way.
Well, I
My gra-
mean,
my
different
grandmother
different
didn't act
era,
like this.
different era too, you know. I mean, look at like, we live in an entitled population. Everybody thinks that it should be their way.
I heard somebody say on ironically a podcast, the internet is like, well, the IWC is like, give somebody the internet and put a microphone in front of their face. They're a podcaster, and they're the foremost expert on whatever it is they're talking about. So it is what it is.
That's what we're doing. We're experts in wrestling.
I'm not even calling myself an expert. I'm a person who has an opinion, and then I don't care if you agree or disagree with me. I'm gonna enjoy what I enjoy. I'm not gonna sit here and tell you what to watch. I'm not gonna sit here and tell you what to enjoy. Like what you like. But if I say something, against what you like, don't come at me. That's because I'm the wrong one, bro.
You
The,
know,
ni-
the world just needs a little bit more LA Night. That's all I can say.
the 90s was wild. I mean, as far as what you saw on TV, yeah, but
Yeah.
the IWC wasn't as wild, bro. Like they these fools just saying any old thing and will die for it. Like it's crazy. Like you go on some of these posts and you see people who don't know each other, ain't gonna never meet each other, arguing like they live together.
Like an old married couple.
Like yeah, and I mean, and you should see what they writing about advertising, they writing about business facts, they writing about contract and laws, and I'm like, so all you motherfuckers got law degrees and business degrees now, huh? Okay, all you motherfuckers in the entertainment business.
These are
Okay,
the these are the people that spend their nights and evenings reading all the dirt sheets and all the different,
yeah. No
they
wonder
go
all
they go look at the Bleacher Report, they go look at the Insider thing, they go look at Meltzer, they go listen to Vince Russo.
who by the way, if I don't know if you've seen his list, but apparently if you hate Vince Russo, you're a mark. I just want you to that's so you can't hate him.
Technically we're all marks.
I think if you make a list about what's a mark, you're a mark. Just say.
So I'm saying
Just
technically
say.
everybody. Well, what is a mark? It's a fan, right?
Um,
More or less, it's a fan, a
if
know-it-all fan. But I mean, a fan.
if you've ever spent money for anything, you're a mark, bro. There's a reason you spent money for something you wanted. You fell for their advertising. You're a mark.
Yeah.
There you go. So I'm just saying that if you cannot dislike Vince Russo or you're the worst kind of mark ever. So according to him, by the way.
He'll be all right.
Yeah, well. And for the 15th time, he's going to stop watching wrestling at the beginning of the year. He said that last year too, and the year before that, and the year before that. He's still watching wrestling, even though he hates it. He hates everything. I haven't heard him like anything about any company,
bro. Bro, let's tell you something. What would it be like hearing a conversation between him and Matt Riddle? Bro.
I think very hardly about shooting myself.
Bro,
I would consider putting if you ever seen those memes, which seat would you pick? And, you got to sit between two different celebrities or whatever.
Yeah.
If I had to sit between Matt Riddle or if I had to sit next to Vince Russo, period, I would strongly consider putting a bullet in my head. Just say it. I
Bro, don't go.
Dave Meltzer can't be believable. Can't be a believable source at all. I mean, are we really gonna take things serious from someone who streams his mom's basement in his PJs?
Hold up. Have they been watching my other show or something? Are they talking about me?
No. Well, I mean, are you related to Dave? I mean,
no, I'm just kidding. But
dude, I can't take anybody seriously who, as much of a wrestling fan as I am, and I'm sitting here on the podcast streaming and all that stuff. I got it. Duly noted. With all that being said, once I finish this, I go live a regular life. I'm not checking that, I'm not going to cage match, and I'm not looking up ratings, and I'm not looking up. And I know that's his job. That's what he gets paid to do. All of that. But people who have a full-time job have a life too outside of that full-time job. Like it's like he don't enjoy anything else.
If you got paid though to do it, would you do the same thing?
I would have to take a break, bro. Doing something that long every day, all day, bro, has got to be taxing on your mind, which is why he's probably being exposed for what he really is now. He's just in a rush to get shit out there. He don't care if it's right or wrong as long as he believes it.
It's a lot of reporting these days, though. If you think about it, a lot of reports are just all wrong. Streams from a trailer. Single or double? It makes a difference, man. Come on, Damien. Single or double? Let us hear it. We need to know which is it. Single wide, double wide? Is it one he can pull behind his truck and take where he wants?
I don't think Dave know how to drive with a trailer tow. I don't think he could. I don't think
he could probably drive it straight, but he probably can't back it up. I mean, there's a difference.
Dave's one of those people who's like wrestling smart, and I say wrestling smart as in he just wants to live and breathe wrestling. He don't strike me as like a manly type guy like that. Like Dave couldn't go out and go camping and shit. Like I don't think he could handle that. I don't got Dave starting a fire without lighter fluid. I don't see that happening. I'm just saying. I don't know the guy.
You don't need lighter fluid. You just need a little lighter. You don't need the lighter fluid.
Yeah, Dave would know how. Like, yeah, never mind. We giving Dave Meltzer way too much fucking time, bro.
That's your boy, Dave Meltzer.
Not even close. Not even close. You want to get into some of this? What we know as the match card so far for Saturday night's main event?
Sure.
Pull this back up here. There's only as of now a few matches that we know about. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 matches so far.
That's probably all there's going to be.
Yeah, I was about to ask you. Do you think that might be a women's match added? I'll say that. Um,
I mean, they got one women's match already. I don't know that they'll add another. Really,
which one are they? Which one do they have? I
I
don't
thought
see
they
that.
had. I thought
Well,
Nia Jax.
I'm on WWE's website now, and I only see 5 matches.
I thought it was
Added.
Nia Jax and Tiffany Stratton.
They had that last night.
Again,
They had it last night.
that's what I was asking you earlier. Are they going again on Saturday Night's
I,
main
I,
event? I thought you said. I thought you said yeah.
No, it hasn't been announced
I
yet.
mean, your graphic you got in the background shows.
Yeah, that's a. I stole it. Okay, I stole it. I stole it.
You saying it's not legit?
I didn't say it wasn't legit. I said I stole it.
Maybe
That's
the
what I said.
people that you stole it from didn't get it right. Then I don't know. What did you see
Maybe
it
they
from
did.
WWE? No, it's a
Uh,
Peacock thing. Look, then is it? It is not a Peacock graphic, or
no, I stole that from who did I steal that from? I can't remember. One of them.
I don't think I'd be saying on the air you stole something like
Hey,
that. You know?
hey, you know what? Sue me.
It's like
Come,
5 years, 5 years at 30%. You might get parole.
dude, dude. The last thing I'm worried about is somebody in the IWC coming for me, bro.
What are you locked up for? Well, I stole a graphic about some wrestling.
The last thing I'm losing sleep over is somebody in the IWC coming for me, bro. I swear that is the least of my worries.
If they're going to have a women's match, I would prefer it be some Tiffy time because I'm I'm tired of seeing Io Sky, man. I mean, I'm happy she's got the belt, but what is this thing? Yes, what is that? What is that?
That's her
Why
thing, man.
why
She
does
got
she
people.
do that? Did you see the
It's called
video?
on.
Did you see the video of the guy walking through his graduation across stage? He's got a belt slung over his shoulder. And he stops and does the Io Sky thing.
It's a thing, man. Hey, whatever gets you over. Yeet is over. Yes was over. This is over. Whatever. Hey, whatever works. Whatever. At these times in wrestling, whatever keeps you employed, bro. If the fans are doing your thing, it keeps you getting a check. So hey, they like it. I love it.
That's what the crowds always do, doing this.
I mean, like I said, and in these times when they just release people, they may release some more people in the next couple of months. Whatever's getting you over, it's keeping you employed. I ain't mad at it. Do we want to start with the obvious match that was announced last night, or do we want to?
You start wherever you want. We'll go with that.
Well, I'll save that for last. I'm gonna do you a solid and get the Yeet and Logan Paul out the way because I know you're not a big fan of Mr. Uso there. But Logan Paul, Jay Uso, World Heavyweight title. I don't see Jay losing this title. I don't see Logan Paul
Not
winning
on
this title.
Saturday night main event,
Hell no.
and not the
I
Logan Paul.
You know what? And I know people are not really too keen on Jay Uso's in ring work, but the man has some fun matches for the most part. I'm not if you're going into a Jey Uso match looking for a technical match classic, I don't think we looking for the same thing. Um, so
WWE needs to bring back Asuka.
apparently she was at Raw. She was. They said she was at Raw. There were several reports of her being at Raw. So
I don't know if she's cleared to come back yet to wrestle or anything
she
like
she
that.
may. I think she'll be back. She'll probably be back. I would say in the next 2 to 3 weeks she'll be back. So what she does when she come back, I don't know. I hope she comes back as a badass like NXT Oscar. I miss NXT Oscar. I wasn't too keen on the last little bit of Oscar we got before she got hurt.
Mm.
We get NXT Oscar back. I'm all with it.
Better as a heel than a face.
She was really good as a tweener. She, like you didn't. She would do heel things, but then she would do something to make you like her too. So
Yeah.
um,
I think that the whole, like you said, the whole thing with Uso and Logan Paul. Logan Paul's not going to beat him They're not going to go that route with it. And if anything, he's not going to lose it at Saturday night's main event. If he's going to lose a title, it's going to be at a regular PLE.
I hear people now saying that they think this match is going to suck, and some people will tell you this match will have sucked after this is over with. But I will tell you, people, and you're one of them. I'm not so much of a big Logan Paul fan. I understand why he's there, and he's doing a damn good job. Um, this match might surprise some people, bro. This might actually be a good match, bro. Paul, they both might
I
bring
don't
out in each other.
I don't say Jey Uso has terrible matches. I just says he has predictable matches. Super kick. He's gonna super kick. He's gonna super kick.
Oh,
He's gonna spear. He's gonna do a frog splash.
I tell you what, if I have to see somebody do a super kick, I'd rather see any of them Samoans do one than I'd rather see any of the Young Bucks do one, or anybody else on AEW for that matter, with the exception of Shelton Benjamin or Benjamin Shelton, depending on if you're Hulk Hogan or not.
Did he call him Benjamin Shelton?
Again, that's like the third time he's done that, bro. Yeah, Oscar. Like I knew Oscar was cleared. I think she'll be back within. A couple of weeks.
Looks like Damien's hating. Could be a bathroom break, he said. Look, Damien. If what's going to be the bathroom break is that 20-minute entrance that Jey Uso has. It's going to take up the first 20 minutes of his match.
You know what?
Because they got to yeet like 5 million times before they start a match.
I understand that is a bit of a long entrance. I'm on the side. I'm starting to understand why people don't like that. But I will say this: when he does that entrance, he finds some kid and just gives that kid a moment that kid will never forget. And so with that part,
and that's cool of him. But you can do that in a 2 or 3 minute entrance versus a 20-minute entrance. It's just that easy. I mean,
it is.
Look, Bret Hart used to walk down to the ring, right? His no yeeting in his case, but he'd walk down to his music, take his glasses off somewhere around the way, put them on some kid's head, them a ringside, get up in the ring, start wrestling.
Give some kid pink eye, just great. Here, kid, here's your pink eye.
It's funny because pink was the color he wore too, right? Pink and black.
Like life is ironic that way sometimes, right? Nobody wants. Well, I would say nobody wants to see Logan Paul in a world title match. That U.S. title match he had was pretty good. So,
I mean, there's nothing wrong with seeing Logan Paul in this match with Jey Uso. They can make a good match out of it, but no one wants to see Logan Paul win the world title. That's more or less what it is.
Could you imagine if that did happen? The just outrage that would be the next day, bro.
Look, maybe down the line a little bit. Maybe if he's been there for a little while. All right. Or they may do him the same way they've done some others in the past. LA Knight. And not let them get their chance to win the title like they should.
Sometimes if you don't get a chance to win a title, it's because you don't deserve the chance to win a title. I'm just saying.
That's true. And then sometimes there's some people they'll throw the belt on just because they glitter and glow, or they got a cool catchword, not phrase, not even a catchphrase, a catchword that they use.
The title, part of having that title means you're gonna make some money. And I'm not
every
saying
time he comes,
LA Knight ain't making them no money. I'm just saying he ain't making them Jey Uso money.
Every time he comes in there yelling yeet, 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 I'm thinking sleep, sleep, sleep. That's what I want to do right now because she's boring me. Get in the ring and wrestle already.
And you know what they doing? They going cha-ching, 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 cha-ching. Just saying.
No.
Who's
next?
Seeing Liv. Now wait a minute, Liv title.
I enjoyed Liv as a champion for a bit. I did.
Yeah, it was good. I gotta disagree with you on that one, my boy.
Yeah, I'm sorry. We can't give you everything tonight. Liv was worthy.
But Liv had a good title run. Next match we're gonna get into is Damian Priest versus Drew McIntyre in a steel cage match. I'm going to say this. I am not one of the people that says a cage match necessarily has to have blood. I'm not one of those people that say the cage match was bad because it didn't have blood. But in Drew McIntyre's case, because he makes you feel like he's just going to turn your face into Swiss cheese, somebody's got to bleed in this match.
Yeah. If not
I'm
both
just
of
saying.
them.
They both claim to be badasses. They both, hardcore fighters. Especially what we've seen Drew McIntyre do with him and CM Punk. Somebody's got to bleed in this match, bro. I'm just saying.
Yeah. And I told you I'm not the biggest Drew McIntyre fan, but I mean I did kind of get into his promo Friday night. That was pretty cool.
Even though he kind of had a
He
hiccup
did.
there.
He did. He
Loser.
started saying when Drew when Drew McIntyre says loser gets the point.
Stop it.
It was
Stop
the
it.
match. It was a great match. It was the greatest match of all time. I was able to call ICE at the end of it and get them to come pick up the guy who was carried out on the ambulance.
Dude, so
It was beautiful.
funny.
Matter of fact, when my birthday happens and the tanks come down the street, we're gonna take that ambulance and drag the loser down the street.
You want to hear the funniest thing? And I probably shouldn't say. I'm not going to say where I work. I just say I work for the county, and I work in government buildings. Right? There's one guy I see from time to time. He's Spanish American, right? Mexican American, whatever,
He's Hispanic.
He's Hispanic, and he he looks at me every time we see each other. Like we'll go past each other. He's like, "What's going on, man? See you still here?" I was like, "Yeah." He said, "They didn't get you this week, huh?" I was like, "No, they didn't get you either, huh?" Talk about ICE. It's like, I'm like, motherfucker, why is this shit funny? He's like, man, He's like, man, we went to the mall or the store or something. He was like, man, I saw the ice cream truck, man. I was like, man, I felt like it was a setup, bro. I got in the car, left. Come on, bro.
So
I'm not even putting that up there, bro. I'm not even.
He said,
Damien, I'm not even putting it on the screen, bro. I'm not even putting it on the screen.
The sponsorship, though.
So Damian Priest and Drew McIntyre still cage match. What a night, bro! What a night! What a night!
We could end the show on that right there. I mean, that's just worthy.
You are a guest of the night, my boy. Oh my goodness. I forgot what I was about to say. Drew and Damian. In my opinion, Drew needs to win this match. In my opinion.
Yeah, I was gonna say, of course, I'd rather see Damian Priest win, but I think Drew McIntyre kind of needs this. I think they're going to push him through.
If we're going to consider him in that top guy who should be considered for the title, he needs to win this match. And the only way I think Damian Priest should win this title is if they're going to give him that push. If they're going to put him in that title picture, not necessarily saying he's going to win the title, but just put him in the conversation as far as being in a chase for it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'm picking Drew McIntyre.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and say Drew McIntyre just because he needs the match. It's not who I want to win, but it's like making them WrestleMania predictions we did. I'm like, there's some of them I just got to go with what it's going to be. I mean, I may not want it that way, but that's probably how it's just going to be.
Yeah. Next match, the tag team match: Sami Zayn, CM Punk versus Seth Rollins.
I'm not even calling that one.
I'm gonna call it. I'm gonna say Seth and Brown win it, and I think we might get a little storytelling in this match where we might see Sammy and CM Punk kind of get into it. So, because they're not exactly on the same page to begin with.
There's a heavy rumor of Sami Zayn being the next member of that group. They said, look at the way he was standing behind CM Punk, somewhat
I don't
sideways
know.
with the chair, kind of the same way that they were comparing him to Seth Rollins when he turned on the
With the shit.
Shield, the way he
Yeah,
was
yeah.
standing with the
See, I
chair.
said, I don't know. I don't know if I want to see Sammy in that. I don't know if that fits from where I'm seeing. The, the the way I look at it, I don't see. I don't see him fitting in that. Sammy has never been
He
that
didn't
guy to me.
really he didn't really
I,
fit the bloodline either, but I mean,
he's
you
never
know,
really been that guy. He's never really been that guy for me. El Gran Americano.
he's
You
the
know what?
referee. I saw that a while. That's why I was trying not to laugh.
I'm I'm not dealing with that guy today. I'm not dealing with
El
him.
Grande Amerigable is his name, not Americano. Amerigable.
Ugh.
Did you see the little bit where was it Adam Pierce? He walks by. You see Gable by. It says later on Americano or El Grande Americano, and he says later. Then he stops. He goes, "Oh, that was good. I see what you did." Like
I don't. They did. This thing started out like people just assuming this was going to be cheesy comedy. That like just bad comedy, like with that 24/7 championship. Just, but
the
this is
I'm waiting for the night.
it's become entertaining to me. It's a little entertaining, bro.
I'm waiting for the night that they have him out there, that they have El Grande Americano out there in a match against like Penta or something, right? And then suddenly Gable comes out there and pushes Penta off the top rope, and he's going to come off the top rope or something. There's Gable over there, and then there's Americano over there, and then people are really going to start freaking out, going, what's that?" And then
They,
that's like
they,
one of the old school tricks right there.
they did they did that one time before when they had Marcano, then Gable was in the back. So
I must have missed that. Then I didn't see that.
yeah, they did that one time before. Sammy
See,
joining doesn't really make sense because why would he join that faction? Yeah. Not
I
Yeah, I get what you're saying. I agree with that part too, but I just don't see Sammy like Sammy again. Like I said, Sammy has never been that guy for me, bro. He's never been that guy. You know what I mean? Like I know he got his fans. He's got his little section, especially when they go up to Canada. Everybody loves him, and I'm not saying Sammy's bad. I'm just saying I put him with this with the LA Knights. He's cool, right to a certain level. Anything past that, it just I don't see it for him. You know what I'm saying?
when it comes
I
to
just,
world titles, he's kind of if we want to like reflect back on old school again, compare him to Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. He was
it's
worthy enough for the Intercontinental title, but they never put him in a world title match or anything.
because I don't, and it's not even people are, well, he's not like the big guy, big. It's not even that, bro. It's he has a fan level to a certain extent. I don't think and I'm not saying people are putting a ceiling on him. I'm just saying he doesn't. He's not there. You know what I'm saying? He's in a continental title. Boom. He's not world title guy. I just don't.
I really don't think he cares at this point either. As long as he's been in wrestling, I think he's just happy to be making the big paycheck now.
I mean, you got to come to a realization. Sometimes in life, just hey, I'm not gonna be that. I'm not gonna be the guy. I'm not gonna be the world title. I've had a good career. Some would say a Hall of Fame career. He's done a lot of things in his career, but you got to come to that realization. I'm this age. If it doesn't happen by a certain point, it ain't gonna happen, and you got to either be cool with that or not. So, but yeah, I'm thinking CM Punk. I mean, I'm thinking Seth Rollins and Braun Breaker gonna win this, and there's gonna be something between CM Punk and Sami Zayn. I don't. Yeah, it may cause them to
That's
lose a
just,
match.
I mean, I hope they don't try to have some little thing happen to where they pit them against each other the next few weeks after that, because that's just going to interrupt what they've built up between Punk and Seth a little bit. You're wanting to see that go forward. You don't want to see Punk stop his momentum of, going up against Seth just to sit there and fight Sami Zayn for a few weeks.
Right. Yeah. So We'll see. As far as Sammy being that third guy, I don't know if we're going to get the third guy. I don't even know if there is going to be a third guy. I don't.
There may not. There may not be.
Every time two people get together, I just like everybody's like, all right, well, who's the third guy? Everything's not the NWO, bro. We can't. I'm not saying that there's not going to be one. I'm just saying I'm not until they tell me it's coming or I see one pop up. I will keep speculating about one.
You can see KO joining Seth possibly. I could see Becky Lynch being the next person joining and having a woman in the group. I could see that.
Yeah. I think we With that being said, I'm hoping we get a female bloodline, or the females get added to the bloodline. Naomi and Naya. I think is Tamina retired. Is she still?
I don't know if she's retired or not, but she's not with the company. I don't think.
Oh, I didn't even know they released her.
What about seeing oh, what's her name? Little neon glow in the dark.
Naomi? Oh yeah.
Naomi. What about Naomi?
Yeah, especially
she's married into the family, but I mean,
she's already a heel now, so she's doing better as a heel than she ever does at a face. To me, some people are just better heels. Speaking of which, heels, John Cena, R-Truth. You know how I see this match going? The same way they did Gunther and Pat McAfee.
Cena being kind of dominant over him, but Truth kind of still not dying out and coming back and throwing a few moves out there. He's not going to be. It's not going to be like a few years ago when you seen him and the Miz, beating on.
He's going to get it. He's going to get the can he do it spots. Truth got him down.
Truth's gonna have a little humor to the match a little bit. He's gonna try to copy some of Cena's moves with the shoulder block and the.
It's got to be a little comedy.
Bit.
Hey, it's got to be a little comedy in there. Truth is going to look. That man is going to make this match just one of the most beautifulest things you've ever seen in your life, as far as wrestling, bro. Because it's going to be funny. It's going to have some drama in it. It's going to have man, anything R-Truth does, gold. So yeah, of course John Cena's going to win it.
Yeah, well that falls back on the same thing with Jey Uso about him not losing to Logan Paul. John Cena's not going to lose to R-Truth. And he's sure not going to lose the title, like that one guy we seen talking. Hear me out now. This is how it's going to go. He's going to lose.
Yeah, he would say let R-Truth win it for about 2 weeks, and then John Cena.
No, it was like 2 days, and then Cena come back on the next Monday night and win it for the 18th time. Is what he was saying. The other guy was looking at him like, you're not allowed to come back anymore.
I was hoping he would just reach across and slap shit at him. I was like, just don't say shit else for the rest of the show. Talking that nonsense, bro. Like
the whole thing he just said about Naomi joining, then Jimmy needs to turn heel and join. Jimmy's not going to turn heel and join. Oh no, Jimmy. I'm sorry, my bad. Jimmy Uso. I got Jey Uso in the brain. I'm sorry. Yeah, Jimmy Uso could very well, but I don't see how he fits in with it either, though.
Well,
honestly,
he's got issues with Solo and Jacob.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, what do you think of Jeff Cobb's new name, JC Mateo?
So if you were going to call him like they said, I don't know if they said it, somebody else said it. If you're going to call him JC Mateo now, why were you calling him JC Cobb when he was there when he first showed up? Why were you calling him by name if you're going to turn around and try to change it to something different?
And then I think they said it on Friday night. It's like everybody know that's Jeff Cobb. They said it again Friday.
Yeah, you should just called him. If you're going to change it, the first time he made an appearance, oh my God, it's JC Mateo. Not Jeff Cobb. Everybody's calling him Jeff Cobb from the get go.
You could have just left it JC since his name is Jeff Cobb. Could have just called him JC.
Yeah,
we know what it stands for. So, I don't know. I see them dropping it. They're probably going to drop that name in a couple of weeks, bro. By the time the next PLE rolls around, they just be calling him JC. We'll be back up here 2-3 weeks from now. I'm like, yeah, you notice they dropped the Mateo? So
they're gonna turn around and call Edge JC2 in AEW.
Oh God!
You know what it stands for, don't you?
What?
just cope.
I told you I had a few words for them AEW people, didn't I?
Go ahead and get it out of your system. We've
And
already talked about SS, the main event. Go ahead and get it out of your system.
we're gonna wrap this show with with this and final comments and all that stuff. Appreciate all the folks that have been tuning in, coming in and out, especially my boy Damon. Damien, you're a funny guy, bro. Funny guy. No, these AEW people, man. This AEW company.
I started to say, hold on, AEW. Let's be more specific. When you say AEW people, that could say fans, that could say people behind the scenes, it could be wrestlers. Let's be specific.
I'm just talking AEW. I'm talking to the people that work there, the people who say stupid shit that work there, the people who do stupid shit that work there, and I'm not talking about all of them. Like I said, I like the hurt business. They might catch some shrapnel, but I fucks with the hurt business. I like what Tony Storm was doing. And I'm talking about their fans, and I'm talking about the people who type dumb shit, representing them on the internet, all of them. But y'all need to try life again. Like, hit the restart button, hit the reset button, and try life again. Try life without stupidity in life. Try life without hypocrisy. Try life without being a straight up dumbass asshole. Because y'all are defending something to the death, and you're not winning. I don't know. You're not winning. You look like assholes on the internet. Some of the rest is Will Ospreay talking about the AEW's roster is better than anybody on the WWE roster. Stop it, bro. Stop it. If your company was better, you wouldn't have trouble selling out seats, selling out arenas. You wouldn't have.
To be fair on that remark, though, you got every person in every company saying their company is the best wrestling organization.
There's a way to say it without sounding like an asshole, though.
Yeah, but they all say it though.
It's okay to say we have some of the best wrestlers in the world on our roster. Not a problem. But when you come out your mouth and say our whole roster is better than their whole roster, now you just sound like an asshole. You sound like a dumbass asshole.
Sound like you're picking a fight. Is what it sounds like.
Yeah, I can come on here and say, man, I think this podcast is one of the best podcasts out there, right? Don't sound too conceited. It just sounds like, hey, I'm promoting the podcast.
I think this podcast is better than the other Front Row Wrestling podcast. I think that. Continue, please, sir. I'm sorry. I can't help it. Continue.
But if I come out here and say this is the best wrestling podcast in the world, people gonna be looking at me like, bro, hey, pipe down. Pipe down, put pipe down, and put the pipe down. Like, what are you talking about? Well, no, you can't just say stuff like that. Like I said, if your company was that great, you'd be jam-packed arenas. Everything would be better. Okay. Now, as far as what we see on TV, I'm glad they finally accepted MJF into the hurt business, because, like I said last week, they need to shit and get off the pot. Like, this is.
I don't understand how he fits that though.
They need to make it make sense. Some of this other random ass shit, like you said, these random dream matches. Okay, that's cool to have a dream match every once in a while, but every match can't be a fucking dream match. Every match can't be, hey, they look like they'll wrestle each other. They look like they'll wrestle each other. They'll have a good match. Put them together. Now you just a televised indie. That's what you are. Put down the baby oil and coke. This guy.
Look, I will tell. I've told you this time and time again, and I'll stick with it. I ain't gonna change my mind. I like a lot of the wrestlers over there. I just don't like the direction that the company goes and the way they do it. I like the wrestlers
because they don't have one. Not to mention, the world heavyweight champion has the title in the briefcase. The one thing you want on TV more than anything else is the world heavyweight title.
He's doing the one thing that he's doing the one thing John Cena said he was supposed to be doing. John Cena's gonna what?
He said he would take the title with him.
But what did he say first though? He's gonna ruin wrestling, right?
Yeah, but I mean that's all a story. This guy he's not ruining wrestling.
But he's literally ruining.
He's not ruining. He's ruining his company. He's ruining his company. He's not ruining wrestling.
Well, I mean, but to the people that watch that show, though, that's their company, that's their wrestling. That's it. That
His,
they probably
his,
watch WWE as well, but the fact that
his,
he's messing
his,
with people and
there's no way you can't tell me no less than 95% of the people that watch AEW don't watch WWE. You're not going to sell me on that
no,
bullshit.
I'm not saying they don't watch it. I'm saying that but when they see him doing what he's doing, just ticking. It's like the young bucks playing an EVP role. You get so sick of seeing them come out there and talk and doing the same old stupid crap that they're doing, but they do it because the people boo and hate it, and they think they're doing good because they've drawn this kind of reaction from the crowd and everything. And it's
Dude, my
great to draw it's great to draw a reaction from the crowd if you're trying to be a heel, but if you still ain't got no direction in where you're going, it's
they look
just not worth it.
they look like shit. My 14-year-old son could whip their ass, bro. They look like shit.
They look like the same size as the Hardys,
They-
practically.
their wrestling matches look like they practiced that shit 4 hours straight
So,
before they had their match.
so tell me
Because
this, out
none
of
of it,
curiosity.
none of it's believable. Is I'm gonna do this, then you do that, and I'm gonna do this, and then you do that. When I get up here and do this, you move, and then I'm a duck, and you do that. Then that's how they matches look, bro. None of
Well,
that shit.
out of curiosity, years ago when they were in Ring of Honor, they were going back and forth from New Japan to Ring of Honor when they had that whole tie-in to Bullet Club, going back and forth. That's two organizations. If they were not there, but WWE had recruited them and brought them in, would the people be saying a different thing today about them as a tag team?
Yes, because they be gone. They be gone.
But
They'd be
WWE would have made something out of them.
they'd be gone. They wouldn't have lasted 3 years. They'd be gone.
How do we know?
No, knowing what we know about them now, we can say they'd be gone.
That's it though. But I'm talking about back in the day when they were doing it. If they had brought them in and pushed them, well, we
They'd
all
be
know
gone.
it's all about who you want to push. We know this,
WWE has brought people in and pushed them, and they were gone 4 or 5 years later.
but they may have been a strong 4 or 5 year run they had.
Where are they now?
Where are the Hardys now?
Yeah, that's what the Young Bucks would have been. They'd have been the Hardys now. They'd have came in there and made some noise, said something stupid, did something stupid, or just plain old got stale and dumb, and nobody gave a fuck about them anymore. And they'd be in TNA, or now they be old guys in AEW, still thinking they can go when we see what they look like now. So they'd be gone.
They're like mirror images for teams to me almost, except for that whole super kick thing. Hardys didn't do any super kicks, I don't think. I don't know if they're doing a draft or not, honestly.
Honestly, like people see that's another thing. These people put out there WWE's doing the draft. They keep saying it. They were supposed to do this. They
But
say it so much that people start believing it. And
but do
no,
you really prefer the draft
it,
though,
it,
or just I never
if
liked
done
it.
right, if done right, it could work. When
I
it
just
first
never
started,
I never got into the draft thing.
the
I
first
just
the first 2 years they did it, it was pretty good. First 2 times, I should say. So if done right, it could work. I don't think they should do one. If you're gonna do a draft, you kind of got to do it every year. So,
Yeah, I just it's something I just couldn't get into too much. I mean, if it's trade talent back and forth or something between the general managers. Say I'm going to deal this person in exchange for these people. Don't do a draft. Just do free agency or something.
but that's what I'm saying. I don't like. Here's what you got to do when it comes to anything being reported on by WWE or about WWE. Number one, you got to question the source. Number two, you got to see and take a step back and look and see what's going on the show and what they're saying and what people that actually work there are saying or not saying, and use some common sense and deduct your conclusion from there. If you start listening to these random people on podcasts or who write on newsletters or websites or whatever, they just assuming they did this because they did this time last year, they're going to do it again. And we've heard this, and the draft got pushed back. The draft this, the draft that. They just saying shit. And like I said, if you say a bunch of shit long enough, people will start to believe you. You'll start to believe you. So I don't know if they do a draft, they announce a draft.
If you
I
keep
don't
throwing
know.
mud on the wall, something's going to stick eventually.
But if they do one, I'll give it the benefit of the doubt because it's not a Vince draft, so to speak. Vince is not controlling how the draft is going. So we'll see what it's like with Triple H and see how
Dave
that goes.
Russo says if Vince was doing the draft, it'd be done right, bro.
Okay.
I saw his little thing, his little rant the other day. He had, if Vince was here, it wouldn't be run like this, man. There wouldn't be no advertisements in the ring. There wouldn't be no YouTubers out there in main events.
See, that's what I'm saying. Wasn't this the same guy complaining about shit Vince was doing when Vince was there?
Yeah, he was complaining.
That's what I'm saying. Bro. Sometimes people talk just because they got one of these, they paid their internet bill and now they want to talk.
Well, if somebody will pay me to say ridiculous stuff, I'll say ridiculous stuff all day long.
Well,
I'll take the money.
You say ridiculous stuff now, and I don't pay you shit. So,
I feel like I'm being ripped off. Then I'm gonna go. You know what? I'm jumping ship. There's another place like this out there somewhere. Might even have the same name.
Look, you can go over there if you want to. I'm just saying, be prepared to be prepared to be interrupted by a chick with a really, really deep Southern drawl and a bunch of cats. I'm just that's what you got going on that thing.
I don't think you can do the whole thing with TNA to the draft, though. I mean, I don't think you can do because TNA is still their own company.
Yeah, TNA. Now you could do it because the AAA and TNA is two different things. Like they're working with TNA. They actually own AAA, so you can probably do it with AAA, which will be kind of cool if they
because they bought that company. I mean, it's like saying to people that's in Evolve as well. You know, they bought Evolve. They could be bringing some of them straight on up, or they could just be bumping people up the ladder from Evolve to NXT to the main roster.
To take that route, do not come from Evolve and get straight on that. That's not the move.
Well, that's why I corrected myself and said from NXT. I mean, from Evolve to NXT and NXT to the roster.
Yeah,
mix some stuff up.
If you're in Evolve, there's no way in hell you're good enough to be on the main roster. I'm just saying. That's why you're in Evolve. But I just, like I said, these AEW people, they need to take a step back, hit the reset in life. Go. I don't want to say go touch grass or stuff like that, but just go outside, bro. Just go outside. Get off Facebook. Get off X.
That big yellow thing in the air is called the sun.
Those blue and white things, those are clouds and skyline.
You don't see all that in Mama's basement or anything, but it's out there though. Trust us.
And some would say it looks like I'm in a basement. Hey, this is my house. My mama doesn't live
here. I started to tell you that earlier, and I didn't do it.
So this is my little spot in my house. My wife has a sunroom, and my kids have their own space. I got mine. This is mine. It's lovely down here. Nobody comes down here. It's mine. I got my arcade. I got my music stuff. I got my drums. Got my 10 pounds of gold. I'm good. You know what I'm saying? This is not my mama. My mama's not going to yell at me for being in the basement all day. My mama lives 3 states away from me. So we can.
You still ain't too big to take a flip flop, though. I'm telling you.
My mom wasn't exactly a flip flop person. My mom was a little bit of a gangster. We didn't get conventional spankings or whippings. Like my mom would. I told you get up out the bed. You didn't get up. You didn't get necessarily a belt. You kind of got a pitcher full of water thrown on you. Get up. I told you get up. Yeah. I've had a hanger flung.
When I wouldn't get up in the morning, sometimes they would come there with a spray bottle, like I'm a cat or something, and spray me in the face with the spray bottle until I get up out of bed.
That might make me want to fight, bro. That might annoy
me. It made me really mad.
That might annoy me more than just. I'd rather you just throw the whole bucket of water on me. don't spritz me, bro. That might piss me off a little bit. No, man. This was a good one. I said 30-45. We went 54. WWE
always.
Dude, I might have to get this guy a job. He might deserve his own little segment on the show.
Deep thoughts with Damien.
I don't know how deep those thoughts would be though. These these are not deep thoughts. These are left turn thoughts. They're funny. They're funny nonetheless. I tell you. Um, no, man. Like I said, man. Thanks for joining me tonight. This has been a good one. We're gonna watch. We probably won't. We probably won't do a show next week because of main event. If we do one, if we I hate saying do, if we do
If we
do
do one,
if we do the one, it'll be Sunday. And I'll let everybody know. Put time out in advance. Let's just say, no, sir, you are not PG. Not at all. Uh, yeah, if we do the one, we'll do it on Sunday. Because that Monday's a holiday, right? It's Memorial Day, right?
yes.
So yeah, we might end up doing one on Sunday. Just depends on if I get on a grill or not. I might get on a grill Monday, not Sunday. So all right, sir. You want to go ahead and plug your popular podcast you got going on, sir?
My popular podcast.
Yes.
I have this awesome, great podcast called Retro Life for You, movies of the 80s and 90s, because I'm old and that's what I still watch is movies from the 80s and 90s.
Is it the best retro podcast?
It's the best retro podcast. It's the grandest retro podcast. Nobody out there has a retro podcast about 80s and 90s movies quite like I do. Okay. It's the Goonie amongst Goonies. All right. It's the best of the best. I don't know better how to explain any better than that. I mean, it's myself and Travis Rollins when he comes on the show. I'm just kidding, Travis. You know I'm always poking fun at you if you're listening.
I got a co-host like that too. His name is Rob.
His name is Rob. Yeah, Rob never shows up. Rob defected to the other show. Tomorrow we have an episode we're recording for next week. We're doing Weekend at Bernie's, and Catherine Mary Stewart's going to be on the show with us doing the Weekend at Bernie's episode. So it's going to be fun.
Yeah, she's always a good guest.
This will be your fourth time back.
We'll be having meetings about or creative meetings about our two podcasts or whatever, and he'll just throw out there, yeah, I was talking to this like, fucker, do you understand what you're saying to me right now?
It's just like, shut up already. I don't care.
What's going on, sir? It's like, yeah. Matter of fact, she emailed me the other day. I got to get back to her. Like, what?
Name drop every now and then. I got to feel important.
But the way you do it, it's not even like you do it like it's not like you name dropping. You're just saying it so casual, like it's normal for you. Yeah, I talk to movie stars. I don't know.
It kind of feels normal these days. I've been doing it for 2 years now. I mean,
and it's funny because we had a conversation about people who think they know people just because they friends with them on the internet, and sometimes the only people you have is internet friends.
Yeah,
and we talk about that, and in the middle of that, you're like, yeah. I talked to this person, and it's not like I know her or anything. I just talked to her. And do you hear what you're saying right now? Question. Damn question. What are y'all thoughts on GCW enjoying it? You know what? I can't. Here's the thing. There's two ways to look at that, and both sides are correct. Number one, you got to look at it like Sabu. That's not the first time Sabu has done drugs. Man's been doing it his whole career. He's been putting his body through hell his whole career. So you can't necessarily blame GCW. Do I think GCW plays a factor? Yeah. I mean, you can't give a guy a double dose of kratom and then throw him out and have that kind of match. What the fuck you thought was going to happen? Man's already not in good health. And then
man's already he done beat his body to death over the years too. I mean, I'm surprised he's made it this long.
He's a 60-year-old man, and he's put his heart, he's put his organs, he's put his limbs, he's put his whole body through hell. For better or for worse, for our entertainment, and God bless him for it. I always say I respect anybody who climbs in that ring when you giving your body and making somebody else responsible for your body and your health and well-being like that. There's a trust in that. There's a safety factor in there that's anything can happen at any given time. You could be in perfect health, and because of what you just put your body through, you could have a heart attack. You can. I was watching the game the other day, and Jason Tatum for the Celtics just made a move, made a one step moving towards his Achilles. No, he just took a step, bro.
Mm.
So at the same time, you got a guy like Joey Janela, who I don't know the guy. I've only heard things about him, but again, you got to be a little bit more self aware, a little bit more responsible. If Sabu wanted to take that, let Sabu make that decision for himself. And you saying, "Hey, man, do this," knowing what you about to go out there and do, that's a little irresponsible for me. So they should take some blame in it, but they can't take all the blame because again, Sabu has put his body through hell, in and out of that ring. You hear stories, and again, I don't believe everything I hear, but if enough people say the same story or a similar story, it's a little bit of truth in every it's a little bit of truth in every lie. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's my take on that. But rest in peace, Sabu. Pioneer. I am not gonna sit here and pretend I was the biggest ECW fan. Did I watch ECW? Yes. Did I recognize what ECW was? Did I see some ECW? Yes. Was it must see television for me? No. My boy Kevin, who some people who go back way back with me, who when I first started doing podcasts, know who Kevin is. Big ECW guy. That was his thing. Um,
Yeah,
but
I
yeah,
had some friends that were really big in ECW too, and when the Dudleys made it to WWE, they just freaked out. They were, "Do you know who that is? Do you have any idea who that is?" And I
yeah.
was like, "No, no, 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 I don't."
I mean, some stuff again. ECW like, do I AEW ECW two totally different things. I don't even want to compare them.
You can't compare the two. ECW was just, you
Only
know,
thing only thing I would compare is the fan base. The fan base was rabid. If you didn't fuck with them, if you didn't ride with them, they ain't fuck with you. So, and I have a little bit of respect for that. But yeah, ECW has some good stuff. I am a New Jack fan. It's known. New Jack is in my top five. Um, I enjoyed what was that tag team? The Pit was it the Pit Bulls? No,
those pit bulls were there.
who was that tag team that they did the one they did the sweep kick and the kick to up top at the same time? That was a finisher. I think Saturn was a tag was a part of that tag. I can't remember their name, but I was a fan of them. Um, yeah, New Jack. Them. I'm not so much a Tommy Dreamer fan, not so much a Taz fan, not so much a
You didn't
Raven
like
fan.
Taz when he was there,
Fuck no.
and Taz, Sabu, Rob Van Dam. I mean,
I felt
Tommy
I felt
Dreamer was one of the one of the most loved there, along with Sandman and
Tommy Dreamer was boring as fuck to me. Um, and like I said, I didn't watch a lot of EC. I'm just going off the bit of ECW I saw. I did like RVD. Like I said, I did like. I was a New Jack fan. That if I was going to watch anything from ECW, I wanted to watch New Jack. Right. That's just my. If I'm gonna watch hardcore wrestling, I'm gonna watch the way New Jack does it. Just saying. But yeah, this I said I'm gonna keep rambling on. Yeah, rest in peace, Sabu, man. That's it.
that's
Did you
it.
finish plugging? Did you finish plugging your?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
I said what it was and said what we're recording for next week.
Okay. All right. Well, with that being said, I am Mr. Chaos. That is Chris, and thank y'all for tuning in. Damien, you are the man, sir. Appreciate everybody for tuning in and all your comments, man.
See
Front row
everybody
wrestling.
next show.
Yeah, we out.